everyone. Welcome to Honeybee Tales. I'm excited to be here and to read this super awesome story called The Book Without a Story. They involve those books that are forgotten about at a library that don't often get read and they don't often get checked out, and so it's just such a cute story because it just helps those other books feel just as important. This is called The Book Without a Story, and it's by Carolina Rabei. And so if you're wanting to encourage a child to start reading, or if you're wanting them to feel empowered as a reader, or if you're just not sure which book that they would like, this book will be really great to help them know that there is a book out there for them and something that they can enjoy. So we'll go ahead and get started with The Book Without a Story. So the library is a place that is full of stories. There are all sorts of stories to read there. Funny stories, scary stories, sad stories. You can see there's a whole lot of people and kids in the library. There are also the stories that the books tell about you. Oh yes, when the library closes and the last librarian has gone home to bed, when there is absolutely nobody about, all the books come to talk to one another. So you can see it kind of reminds me of Toy Story when all the toys come out and they come out to play. This is what it reminds me of. So this is such, you can see all the books are just all around. My last reader read me on the bus, said Billy the Big Book of Birds. My last reader read me at lunch, said Susie the Space Story. There are splashes of soup on my pages. Yum! Sitting way up on the highest shelf in the library, Dusty sighed sadly. They put me up here when I arrived, so no one has ever read me. I don't even know what kind of book I am. So you look so sad. Think about that. And all these books have been read tons of times by all these different people, but he hasn't been read at all. He doesn't even know what kind of story he is. There's a girl called Sophie who comes in here all the time. She'd love to read you, said Marta, the book of math puzzles. But how will she see me if I'm all the way up here, said Dusty. Leave that to me, said Paul, the pop-up book of Paris. The rest of the books made a book ladder so that Paul could climb up to Dusty's shelf. So I really love how all of these books decide to help that one book. So it teaches about friendship and having all of them help him get out of, or get off of the top shelf. The next morning, Sophie came into the library with her dad and her little brother Jake. As she was passing under Dusty's shelf, Paul opened his Eiffel Tower pages and popped Dusty off. Good luck, he said. Down Dusty tumbled until he landed on the floor right in front of Sophie. She picked Dusty up, and she was just about to open him when she saw her friend Layla. So instead, Sophie put Dusty on a table and ran over to say hello. So did he miss out on his chance to be read? I don't know. Bless my bookmarks, said Billy. How can we help him? We can't, said Susie. No one must ever see us move. So the other books could only watch as Sophie's little brother Jake sat down at the table. But Jake's never read anything, said Marta. He just draws. He won't even notice poor Dusty is there. So sometimes you think about those kids that just haven't found that right book to read. They haven't found that one book that just makes them excited to get into reading. But then a gust of wind blew in through the open window. Dusty's pages whispered in the breeze, sending out a little cloud of dust. "Ha-to-shoo!" sneezed Jake, and he looked over at Dusty. Hopefully he covered his mouth, you know. And there was a big picture of a dinosaur, just like the one he was drawing. So Jake pulled Dusty over and looked at the cover. Then he turned the page and saw another dinosaur, and another. Dusty was full of them. And next to each picture, there were words all about dinosaurs, his favorite thing in the whole world.
A dinosaur.
Yeah, dinosaurs. So Jake started to read. And the more he read, the more the hot, jungly dinosaur world of Dusty the Book of Dinosaurs grew inside his head. He was still reading when Dad said it was time to leave. But Jake didn't want to leave. He wanted to keep on reading. So the librarian explained he could borrow the book and take it home with him. How exciting. So the kid that never reads found the perfect book. Jake read Dusty all the way home, and when he'd finished the book, he started all over again. See, and I like how it teaches that multiple reads activity. And when his friends came over to play, Jake told them all about the Book of Dinosaurs. Then he told all of Sophie's friends and all his mom and dad's friends too. So he's just sharing his love of reading. And isn't it beautiful when a kid shares how much they love to read? When Jake brought Dusty back to the library the following week, all the other books wanted to know about his adventure. "Did he read you on the bus?" said Billy. "Well, he read me in the car, at the kitchen table, in the bath, and secretly at night," said Dusty. See, he's up there even reading in the dark with his little flashlight. "Then he shared me with his friends. It was so much fun. I wonder if anyone else will ever want to read me." "Just look," whispered Marta. So Dusty did, and he saw everyone did. Now see, it's such a beautiful story because all of those kids were encouraged by that one kid who was really excited to share what he had read. So I just love this particular book because it shows that all you have to do is find that one book that encourages you to be a good reader or just a reader at all. Hopefully everyone has a great Monday, and I love all of you, and hopefully you enjoyed watching. I will see you all next week.